Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Charles Coachman. This is Bay Area Let's Talk Music. Bay Area Let's Talk Music. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Hope that you are looking forward to all that's coming at us tonight and over the weekend. It's the weekend. Time to go out and have a little bit of fun. Hey, I just want to take a look and do what I normally do with each of my shows. And that is give some happy birthday shout outs. Raj Dillon. Happy birthday to you. Raj is out of Fishers, Indiana. Fishers, Indiana. And he is a digital marketing manager for Kia Center there. So, Raj, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Trisha Motter Gordon is a realtor here in the South Bay. She is a doggone good realtor. I've known Trisha for many years now, and she is just a delightful young lady, and she is one terrific realtor. So, Trisha, wishing you a very, very happy birthday. Hope that you are having an awesome day, and if it's your birthday out there, happy birthday to you. So Raj and Trisha, happy birthday. God bless. Enjoy your day. Next thing that I like to do is make sure that I recognize the companies that we are working with. And that is the Grow Live Academy. Grow Live Academy is a Ken Walls company. So Grow Live Academy. If you are interested in going live, if you want to learn all about streaming, Ken Walls is the guy to teach you. And the Grow Live Academy is the place to be. GrowLiveAcademy.com. Second one is StreamYard.com. And that's the company that we are using right now to go live with. So StreamYard.com makes it so very easy. And then Hippo Video. Hippo Video is another terrific company. It's one of the ways that I keep in touch with my clients right now. And they do an excellent job. When you send a video to your clients, and they don't have to upload, they don't have to download, they just press play. It makes it so much easier to do your work. So, guys, enjoy it. Enjoy it. And if you want to learn about the Grow Live Academy, check it out. You will also be able to learn about StreamYard and Hippo Video through that program. Ken Walls does an excellent job, so enjoy. Have a great day. All right, let's move here. Let's come down here, put that back up. Let's check on this. Scott Ricard. Good afternoon, Scott. I hope that you are doing well. I am glad that you are here. Hope you are having a great day. And Scott, we missed you in the morning, man. Where are you? We want to see you in the morning. Hey, I'm glad that you are here. Absolutely. And Scott McCain is from Fishers. All right. I thought Scott kept saying a different town for some reason, but it's a small world. And I certainly didn't think that his town would have a Kia in it. For some reason, I was thinking tiny, but I guess Kia is a small car. I guess it can fit in Fishers. So that is cool. So that's small world. All right. Hey, I was taking a look, and we have just, let's see, I want to go ahead and put this out there real quickly for myself. Let's see, I want to put this out there. We just this week put out our journal, the Soundtrack of My Life journal. And it's a pretty cool journal, so I hope that everyone will check it out. It was just released over the weekend. Actually, it was just released Tuesday, I believe. I think it was Tuesday. Man, maybe it was Thursday. I don't know, but it just got released, so we're happy about that. And we're going to be releasing a journal, and it's just a look back at music. We're looking at decades and we're looking at years. And so it's the top 100 songs of a decade. And I am looking at different lists to gather the information from and then put it out there. And I am putting, obviously, the name of the song, the people who performed the song, and then the writers and composers. I'm just putting it under lyrics, but the writers and composers of the song. So we got everyone identified. And then just saying, hey, listen to this one song. What memory does it bring back to you? And think about it. One of the ways that I think it will help, especially some of us that are getting a little bit older, it is great for our memories. And to take the music back and just enjoy it and write it down. Think about where you were at the time that you first heard this song, or what feelings that you had during the song. So I thought it would be a good way to try and connect and tie some excellent things in there. So each journal will have 100 different songs, and we're probably going to put out possibly a journal a week. And I think we're going to do it for a couple of years, where we're going to be able to put out a lot of journals, because there are so many different types of music, and I love all types of music. Now, let's take a quick look. He is living in Vegas now. He grew up in Crothersville, moved to Fishers, and then to Vegas. Okay. I knew it was Crothersville, and I just couldn't think of the name. And then Fishers, and then to Vegas. Yeah, that's where I've met Scott at, is down in Vegas. And I was supposed to go to his house and never made it there. And I just uploaded the journals right now, and they are on Amazon. The first one is out, and that's one of the top 100 hits from the 1960s. And that is based on songs that from people that are in the Hall of Fame. They put together that list, and it's from basically every genre of music. So you'll get to take a look, and you'll get to hear some things. Maybe you've never heard them before. Maybe you'll like them, maybe that you won't. So I was basically making them so that you can use them for 1/4 of a year. And maybe there's 10 songs in there. You're going, hey, I don't even want to hear those. But they are some excellent, excellent songs. And we'll look forward to putting out quite a few of them. The next one that we're going to put out is from 1977. I should have that completed by the weekend. And I did that because that was the year I graduated from high school. So that year, and I'm using songs for 1977. I'm using songs that were the most played songs of that year, the ones that were played most on the radio, whether it was FM or AM, but the ones that got the most airtime. And a couple of them have already surprised me in the from 100 to 80, and I'm going, where did this come from? And so I'm a little bit surprised, but enjoying it immensely. So Scott, they are in, and I should have posted in there, hopefully that you can see that, but it will definitely, if you go to any of my pages, you'll be able to see it, because I put Amazon link right at the top. So let's take a look at this day in music. Born on this day in 1936. 1936. One of the greatest rock and roll songs ever. I'm going to pop this up there real quick. Pop it up there so that we can take a quick listen to this. And just one of those songs that we've heard over the years, and we will never forget it. So let's see what we got.
Walking down the street, pretty woman, and I like to be pretty woman. Only you know how to do, don't you look as good as you.
I thought I'd throw that in there for everybody because I know you're going to miss it. So, Roy Orbison, born this date in 1936, one of the pioneers of rock and roll, and he was just incredible. Incredible. Born, well, let's see, let's turn to Elvis here real quick. Elvis Presley, and he was, let's see, Elvis was born, well, Elvis was not born in 1956. Elvis made his first trip to Vegas in 1956. He signed a 2-week agreement. He was going to play for 2 weeks at the New Frontier Hotel. He was received so badly, he finished 1 week and they cut his contract short. 1 week and out for Elvis. It was 13 years before he would go back and play in Vegas again. I think he had a little more success in 1969. Amazing, amazing. Born on this date in 1960, Steve Clark of Def Leppard. Steve Clark of Def Leppard was their lead guitarist. Unfortunately, passed away in 1991, January 8th, 1991, died of alcohol poisoning. Died of alcohol poisoning. 10 years later, he was voted as one of the top 11 best rock and roll guitarists by Rock Guitar Magazine. Top 11 rock heroes, rock guitar heroes. And unfortunately, his life passed much too soon. Scott, that is awesome. I certainly appreciate that. I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what we can improve on. I am working with a lady to help me get a little bit better. And my daughter chewed me out because I didn't let her go through everything. And here she is, an editor for a newspaper. So I'm letting her look at the little bit that I did right. And it's only 1 page. I just said, I can do this, no problem. And my daughter goes, what is the matter with you, Dad? Come on, let me do this. That's what I do. Don't embarrass me. So, Scott, thanks so much. 1969. The Beatles, Get Back. Get Back was #1 on the U.S. charts. Get Back, #1 on the U.S. charts. I can remember where I was the first time I ever heard Get Back. Ambrose Park in Bella Vista, California, which is now part of, what do they call it? Bay Point, California, which is near Pittsburgh and Antioch on the other side of Willow Pass Road. But their swimming pool there, I can remember kicking back in the swimming pool and all of a sudden heard this music and I said, this is great. And it's the Beatles. So I can remember that like it was yesterday, and I was 10 years old. So that is what doing these journals is all about, trying to bring back some of those old memories and then jot them down and just think about it. Wow, this is what this meant to me. So that is very cool. Let's see. 1969, the famous Ash Grove. That was a club in LA where everyone who was in the folk music scene, if they wanted to come to LA, they went to the Ash Grove. And Canned Heat was their house band, and Taj Mahal also played there all the time. But anyone who was anybody from the folk music scene played there. And 1969, it burnt down. In LA in 1969, there was a lot going on. A lot going on. 1975, I had a band that I really, really loved. And I didn't know that how tragic this band actually turned out to be. There were a lot of things that said, part of this band is related to some of the Beatles. Well, I don't believe that to be the truth. I haven't found out anything that says any members of Badfinger, and that's the band, any members of Badfinger were related to any 4 of the Beatles. but they were on the Apple label. Now, on this date in 1975, Pete Ham committed suicide. Pete Ham was one of the founding members, and he committed suicide because they found that their manager had swindled the band members out of all their money. All their money. Nothing left. These guys had written some terrific hits, and they were a big band, and there were plenty of people looking to hear them, but they had no money. They were wiped out. And then shortly thereafter, another founding member also hung himself, and that was Tom Evans. And then several years later, another member of the band died. He didn't commit suicide, but he did pass away. So there's only one remaining member of the band. But here was one of the songs that those guys played, and they were incredible. One of the songs that they wrote and performed was later covered by Harry Nilsson. He changed some of the words, changed a few of the lyrics, and had one of the top-selling songs, I believe, of 1972. And Harry Nilsson basically made that song his, but they should have been getting all the residuals from the lyrics on that, and their manager was taking all their money. It's a sad, sad story, but I wanted to play a little bit of one of their songs that made them famous, and a lot of people absolutely loved them. And I am one of those. And I was sorry to hear this because this was in 1975. That means I was a junior in high school, or a sophomore in high school. And unfortunately, these guys were going through a tragedy.
No matter what you are, I will always be with you. Cause no matter what you do, girl, with you. No matter what you do, I will always be around. Won't you tell me what you want,
So, Bad Company. And that right there is Pete Ham. And so Pete had written these songs along with Tom Evans, and they had made some wonderful, wonderful music. And they just couldn't handle what they were going through and what they were facing, unfortunately. Just a tragic, tragic story. And it was, I could hardly believe it when I read the story about what happened. And I had no idea, because I thought, you know what, maybe this band will come back around, because we've seen so many of the bands be recycled. And unfortunately, two of the guys committed suicide, and they were very, very good guys. Just had some issues and just had felt like they had worked really, really hard and lost everything. Everything. Sex Pistols in 1978, Sid Vicious filmed his version of My Way. I was going to look that up and see what it made. It was part of a movie that they were calling The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. My Way by Sid Vicious. I am sure it's particularly a wonderful tune. A wonderful tune. Back on this date, 1979, Heart of Glass, Blondie, one of my favorite bands, and I have enjoyed them since the first time that I heard them. And 1979, Blondie, Heart of Glass, number one. Blondie. I went to see them. I saw them play, and they played with Rockpile. And that was a pretty cool group. But Blondie, she kind of stole my heart. And then I found a lady that looked a lot like her. Got married to her. And I was playing a video, I don't know, back in the late 80s. And my kids are going, Dad, what is Mom on TV for? Why is she on TV? Why is she singing? They thought she was Blondie. And I'm saying, that's pretty cool. So we've had many a laugh over that over the years. 1981, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, and Carl Perkins gave a live performance in West Germany. We got troops over there, so those guys got a nice big show. How cool is that? Because those were some guys that everyone loved. There wasn't anyone that didn't love Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins. What a fun show that would have been to see. Now, 1983, David Bowie released his #1 album, and it had a huge hit. The hit was Let's Dance. And David Bowie's album went to #1. And one of the things about it, and that a lot of people didn't know, was that the guitarist for this album was Peter Frampton. Peter Frampton had been the biggest player in all of the world. He was a guy that just blew up in 1975, 1976, 77, and he became the biggest guitarist. He became the biggest rock star in the world. And he flamed out. He flamed out because people got tired of his music. Now, I'm going to admit, I never got tired of his music, and I have been a fan ever since. But he just, it was kind of like the Bee Gee effect, Peter Frampton and the Bee Gee effect, which was kind of funny because they all were together in the movie, less than a blockbuster, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And so you had Peter Frampton there and the Bee Gees, and their careers started going zoom. But in this song, unfortunately, you're not going to see him in this, but he was part of this band because David Bowie and he had been friends from the time that they were young schoolboys, and they went out and had a blast. Let's take a listen to this song, see if you remember this one. Back from the 1980s, 1983.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Dance to the song playing on the radio. Wow, come on, lights up your face.
David Bowie, one of the biggest rock stars of all time, just an amazing artist. And I have enjoyed his music, all the various types of music from David Bowie. Some I've said, well, I can live without that. But I loved it. And this album I really loved. He was just an amazing rock superstar. So David Bowie, thank you for Let's Dance. And that song was actually produced by Nile Rodgers, who was a pretty famous musician in his own right. Now, let's take a quick look. 1988, Roy Orbison celebrates his 52nd birthday. He went to a Bruce Springsteen concert where everyone in the stadium gets up and sings happy birthday to him. So I guess he had a good time. including Bruce, who Bruce and Roy became huge friends. And I'm glad that Roy Orbison had a wonderful birthday in 1988. 1988, Whitney Houston did something that nobody else had done. She topped the Beatles and the Bee Gees by going for her 8th consecutive #1 record. 8th consecutive #1 record. It's a song called Where Do Broken Hearts Go? We got to see Whitney Houston. She was a wonderful singer. Unfortunately, had a tragic life. And but her music was awesome. Her music was awesome during the late 80s and 90s. They just had some wonderful hits. Let's see. 1999, Garth Brooks, Billy Ray Cyrus, Rhett Adkins, Leroy Parnell, and blues artist Johnny Neal surprised an audience of 13,000 in Nashville when they joined Charlie Daniels at his concert. How cool would that be? Have all these guys show up when you were just going out there to see that devil from Georgia, Charlie Daniels. And then 2003, and I think we're gonna close it out right there. 2003, maybe there's a couple other things. 2003, remember when the Dixie Chicks gave their obnoxious little talk about George Bush and put him down for everything? Bruce Springsteen came to their defense and said, hey, ladies, come on. You know, they were using their freedom of speech. We started finding out how left and right things were back then. But Bruce came to their defense, so good on him. 2004, Green Day. Now, Green Day is another Bay Area band. But Green Day had to put out a message saying that Billy Joe Armstrong, their lead singer and guitarist, had not died, because there was a rumor going around that for some reason that he had passed away. So they just said, hey, despite all the rumors, Billy Joe is still with us. And then 2012, Robin Gibb, who had been in a coma, they played some Bee Gees music for him, and he came out of his coma. His son came out and made this, did an interview in 2012, and let everyone know what had happened with his father. So that is This Day in Rock. This Day in Rock. But now I want to talk a little bit about one of the Bay Area's best bands. And you know what? If one group typifies what the Bay Area feeling was, what has happened in the Bay Area from the 60s until today, it's been the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead has been there since the beginning. They were there before the Summer of Love, putting out some wonderful music. Now, I am not typically a Grateful Dead fan, but as I've listened to their music over the years, I have enjoyed it immensely. And so I was going back through there. My brother passed away a couple years ago, and I was going back over some of their music and taking a look, and just enjoyed it and enjoyed this band. They at one point had keyboardists, and I believe they had 3 keyboardists that died like quickly. Their first one, Ron Pigpen McKernan, he was with the band for a couple years. Let's see. He was with the band actually for 8 years, 1965 to 73. And he suddenly passed away. Then they get another fellow who's in there for a few more years, Tom Constantine, and he passes away. And then they get Keith Godchaux, who again is with them for several years and then passes away. They were calling this rock's most dangerous job. to be a keyboardist with the Grateful Dead, because sure enough, you were going to be. Now, I can remember when we were on vacation, taking our children to Disneyland and whatever the other theme park is down in LA, one of the other theme parks down in LA, and got the word that Jerry Garcia had passed away. Jerry Garcia passed away on the same day, if I'm not mistaken, Mickey Mantle passed away. So it was a double gotcha. But the Grateful Dead was one of those bands that I never got to see, that I didn't go see because I was not a Deadhead and I wasn't going to fight through those crowds to see them. And there were huge, huge crowds that went out to see them. There are people that have went to almost every concert that they've ever played at. Just amazing. 5 best studio albums from the Grateful Dead. Anthem of the Sun. I can't even pronounce one of the other ones. I can spell it, I guess. AOXOMOXOA. I do not know how to pronounce that. But then Working Man's Dead, American Beauty, which is probably my favorite. Thank you for another. Hey, Scott, thank you for being here. I certainly appreciate it, Scott, and thank you for purchasing a journal. I really appreciate that, and I look forward to seeing you soon, and hopefully at 6 a.m., 9 a.m. your time. Have a wonderful time, you and your family. Enjoy. Scott, thank you so much. All right, and then In the Dark, but American Beauty is my favorite Grateful Dead album. But there are some songs, and I just wanted to list those. And maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't. But top 10 of the Grateful Dead songs: Scarlet Begonias from 1974. Bertha from 1971. Sugar Magnolia, one of my favorite songs. Number 7, Fire on the Mountain from Shakedown Street, 1978. Number 6, Ripple from 1970. Number 5, am I getting these right? Yeah. Number 5, Uncle John's Band. Just another great song. Friend of the Devil from 1970. Touch of Grey, which is one of my favorite songs. I got to admit that I really like it. And that's one of those that a lot of people will know, Touch of Grey. Number 2 is Truckin'. And who doesn't love Truckin'? And then number 1, Casey Jones. And that was probably the first song that I heard from the Grateful Dead. But being an iconic band in the Bay Area, that is what these guys are. They have been terrific, just a terrific band over the years, and they continue to play. Now it's more like Grateful Dead and Friends, but this band has just been an iconic band. If there's one band that really symbolizes San Francisco and the San Francisco music, I would have to say it's the Grateful Dead. And there are some wonderful, wonderful bands that have come out of the Bay Area. But the Grateful Dead, if you think about the Bay Area, if you think about San Francisco, the Grateful Dead has to be one of those that comes to mind. Jerry Garcia has now been dead for nearly 3 decades. But that time that he was here, for those 3 decades prior to his death, he owned the city. He owned the city. There was nothing that man couldn't do in the city. They absolutely loved it. Hey, Tom, I saw the Dead in Rochester, New York in 1984, Silver Stadium, a minor league baseball park. I was astounded at the number of people in tie-dye t-shirts. I have got friends that, one of my cousins spent a whole summer traveling, following the guys throughout the U.S. And I'm going, why? Why? I'm working my ass off. Why are you getting to travel around and watch a band? And they just loved him. And he goes, hey man, you gotta live life. and you got to do what you want to do and enjoy it. Well, they did. Tom, thanks for being here. That is just one of the bands that I've never seen, and I've had the opportunities to, but I just decided I don't want to fight that crowd. And the smoke would normally be a little bit too much for me. So Bad Asthma and the Grateful Dead concert does not mix. I would have to say that. Being around that kind of cloud of smoke would not be what I would not be grateful for that day with the Dead. That would be certain. Favorite Dead song cover version of Good Lovin'. Awesome. Tom, that is so cool. And I never got to see them live. I know some of their concerts were just epic, and we're talking 3 to 5 hours worth of music. That's a little crazy, but that's what they did. They could make songs last an hour long, and people absolutely loved it. And I have watched different programs out now with different guys from the band, and I got to say their stories are just incredible. And I just love it. But that is all that we have for today. I just wanted to talk and give respect to a band that is probably more iconic than any other Bay Area band. They have got the biggest following of any other band around from the Bay Area. They have got a worldwide following. They could not go anywhere in the world that there weren't folks tracking them down. And that's still cool, no matter how you look at it. Anyway, that is it for Bay Area Let's Talk Music. So world off, music on. Have a great weekend. Thank you for being here. If you'd like to share this out, we'd certainly appreciate it. And just wishing you all the best on this wonderful weekend. Take care. God bless. We hope to see you again as Bay Area Let's Talk comes back on Monday. Take care.